Getting a U.S. visa has never been easy, but in 2026, the process has become tougher than ever. Long interviews, endless paperwork, sudden rejections with no explanation. And for people from certain Asian countries, the reality is even harsher. Approval rates are collapsing, entire visa categories are frozen, and in some cases, the U.S. may quietly stop issuing visas altogether. Today, we're revealing 7 Asian countries that may never get U.S. visas again in 2026, and the real political, security, and immigration reasons behind it. This isn't just about travel, it's about trust, power, and global politics. Stay until the end because number one could shock millions of people. Welcome back to the Explore Now. I'm your host, Zinnia. Let's dive in. Number 7, Indonesia. At number 7, Indonesia. In 2026, Indonesia finds itself under growing scrutiny from U.S. immigration authorities. Why? Two major concerns: visa overstays, closer ties with China. Visa overstays are not a small issue. Thousands of Indonesian nationals have remained in the U.S. after their visas expired. From Washington's perspective, this weakens immigration control. Historically, the U.S. has penalized countries with high overstay rates by reducing visa quotas, suspending certain visa categories, or applying blanket restrictions, but overstays are only part of the story. Indonesia's expanding trade and defense relationship with China has raised concerns in Washington. The U.S. fears rising Chinese influence in Southeast Asia, and visa policy is often used as a political signal. The impact could be serious. Students may face longer delays or outright rejections. Business visas could shrink. Migrant workers may lose sponsorship opportunities. Even tourists may struggle to get short-term visas. Indonesia still has options. Stronger immigration enforcement and balanced diplomacy could help. But without visible change, 2026 could mark the year Indonesian travelers hear a firm no from America. Quick pause, comment below where you're watching from. Number 6, China. At number 6, China. U.S.-China relations have been tense for years, but in 2026, they're reaching a boiling point. The possibility of a near-total visa freeze is no longer unthinkable. Why? The first reason is espionage concerns. The U.S. has repeatedly accused China of cyber spying, intellectual property theft, technology transfer through students and workers. As a result, even ordinary Chinese applicants are viewed with suspicion. Students, researchers, engineers, visa approvals that once took weeks now take months, or never arrive. Geopolitical tensions make things worse. South China Sea disputes, trade wars, China's support for rival global powers. In recent years, entire visa categories have already been restricted. By 2026, some are almost completely frozen. The human cost is massive. Families are separated, students lose admission offers, businesses cancel assignments. If diplomacy does not improve, China could officially join the list of countries with almost no U.S. visa access, ending decades of academic and cultural exchange. Number 5, Myanmar. At number 5, Myanmar. Myanmar's political crisis has had global consequences, and U.S. visas are one of them. Why is Myanmar facing possible exclusion? First, human rights violations. Since the military coup, reports of violence and displacement have drawn international condemnation. The U.S. has a long history of denying visas to countries linked to serious abuses. Second, deportation non-cooperation. When the U.S. attempts to deport undocumented Myanmar nationals, Myanmar often refuses to accept them. This is critical. Countries that do not cooperate with deportations are frequently targeted for visa sanctions. By 2026, the U.S. may stop issuing visas to Myanmar entirely. Students lose access to education. Families lose reunification chances. Cultural exchange disappears. Unless democratic reform and cooperation resume, America may quietly close the door on Myanmar's future. If this analysis is helping you understand global travel realities, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. Let's continue. Number 4, Bangladesh. At number 4, Bangladesh. Bangladesh faces serious risk of visa suspension in 2026. Why? The biggest issue is visa fraud. Thousands of applications have included fake documents, false employment claims, misrepresented finances. This overwhelms U.S. immigration systems and erodes trust. As a result, background checks for Bangladeshi applicants have intensified. A second major issue is poor deportation compliance. When undocumented Bangladeshis are detained in the U.S., the Bangladeshi government is often slow to accept them back. From Washington's view, this signals weak cooperation. Add another factor. 2026 is a U.S. election year. Immigration is a major political topic. Countries with repeated violations become easy targets. The result? Students face canceled admissions. Workers lose overseas opportunities. Families wait years for reunification. Tourism approvals collapse. Bangladesh can still avoid a ban, but without fast, visible reforms, the U.S. may soon stop welcoming Bangladeshi travelers. Number 3, Afghanistan. At number 3, Afghanistan. This one surprises no one. Since the Taliban's return to power, U.S. visa approvals for Afghans have nearly vanished. Why? Security risks, extremism concerns, identity verification problems. Without reliable government records, verifying Afghan passports is extremely difficult. From the U.S. perspective, this makes visas nearly impossible to issue safely. Families are already separated. Students lose interviews. Employers hesitate to sponsor workers. Refugees are trapped in limbo. Diplomatically, the lack of recognized governance makes consular work almost impossible. Unless Afghanistan undergoes major political change, 2026 may mark a complete visa blackout. For ordinary Afghans, the American door may already be closed and locked. Number 2, Iran. At number 2, Iran. Iran's relationship with the U.S. has been hostile for decades, but in 2026, immigration restrictions could reach their harshest point yet. The main reason? Nuclear tensions. Washington fears espionage and security risks linked to Iranian nationals. Sanctions already limit travel and finance. Now, immigration itself may be cut off. Another concern is Iran's support for militant groups. U.S. agencies argue that even students or business travelers could face pressure to assist intelligence efforts. The consequences are devastating. Student visas are delayed or denied. Business travel is nearly impossible. Family reunification freezes. For ordinary Iranians, the punishment feels deeply unfair, but unless diplomacy changes, Iran may soon be effectively barred from U.S. visas entirely. Number 1, Pakistan. And finally, number 1, Pakistan. In 2026, Pakistan faces the highest risk of a full U.S. visa shutdown. Why? First, terrorism concerns. U.S. officials fear extremist groups could exploit visas. Second, immigration violations, visa overstays, fraudulent applications, illegal work. Pakistan has already received warnings. Third, deportation delays. The U.S. has struggled to return undocumented Pakistani nationals due to slow cooperation. Add political frustration and shifting alliances, especially closer ties with China, and trust erodes further. The fallout would be massive. Students lose U.S. admissions. Tech and healthcare workers lose career paths. Families face permanent separation. Unless Pakistan makes visible changes in security cooperation and immigration enforcement, 2026 could be the year U.S. visas disappear entirely. So there you have it. 7 Asian countries that may never get U.S. visas again in 2026. Now, I want to hear from you. Which country surprised you the most, and which one still has a chance to recover? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can. If you want more deep global analysis, like, subscribe, Smash the notification bell you're watching the Explorer now. I'm Zinnia. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.